Okay, we're live. All right, we'll just wait a bit. So sadly, I am broadcasting with Google Hangouts. Didn't really want to. I'm using Google Hangouts through XSplit. It means the quality of the video is going to be a bit poor, but if I use just XSplit, then the audio kept cutting out and I didn't know how to fix that. Either way, without further ado, let's get on with this possibly bad stream. So here I'm just working on one of my WADs. I almost said snap maps. I'm used to making snap maps by now already. Basically, this is map 2 of a WAD I've been working on for a while called The Devil Sleeps. It's a pretty basic map, and I was just gonna stream what I've got so far. So I'll just jump into this. I won't be streaming too long because I need to add a new scene. How wonderful. Excuse me for a second. All right, let's just. All right. I do not want to go into my settings. Okay. You can't see it. Of course you can't, because aren't I so smart? Ah, there we go, that's better. All right. Got there in the end. All right, so it's sort of, you saw the moving textures and now they're not quite aligned. But it's basically, I'm playing it without enemies right now, just give a demonstration of what the map's like. So what would happen is these open and they're full of enemies sort of in here. You press this button, it comes down, you grab this key and this allows you to come through this door because this door needs a yellow key to get through. And there's a blue skull key door. This room has, I think, 2 invisible Hell Knights in it, which is something I haven't actually used yet, using invisible versions of monsters that people don't normally use as invisible, that is. I mean, normally you just use invisible pinky demons. You see here, completely unusable door, walls, and new textures, by the way. These are not default textures. They're similar to default textures, they're just a bit more gritty, so to speak, and this is a new button texture. It's really nice looking. This opens, takes a second to open and a second to close. So you've got to be quick. You go through, and once you're through, I mean, so you can't open it without a red card. I've just added this little thing here. You shoot this. It uses a glass shattering texture right now. Maybe I'll remake the texture a little bit just for the sake of, well, realism. But basically, you shoot that, it comes away and shows all the stuff behind it. Just random. I'm going to add 3 little doorways through here. I don't know. I'm gonna. This is probably my most puzzly map so far, but yeah. So let's over here. I know not many people, in fact, probably even no one really is going to watch this live. So what I'll do in advance, I got the script from someone else. I'll find who I got the script from. I'll leave it in the description, but credit to the person I got the script from. And of course, I'm not showing it because I need to add a fourth scene. What a mug. All right. We'll get there in the end, don't worry. All right. Let's just align this. There we go. Probably really, really difficult to read, and I apologize for that. Let's just test that this is working. All right. I'll highlight that. Does it make it any easier? No. All right. Basically, script 1 is an enter script. And what I've done is I've completely forgot about this. All right. So if I get my line tool, I've set this line as to have an action called line identification, which is action 121. Guess what I've got to do now? I can't make a new scene. Oh, well, rest in peace. All right, let's just add this here. So I'll drag this in the middle, just overlap that. I'll make it bigger so you guys can see it better. I should have set this all up before, to be honest, but basically I've set it with an action of 121, which is line identification, just given it a line ID. I've set it to 101, just because that's what the other script said. All right, so you set a line special for line 101 under script 1 enter. I don't quite understand the script, but that's the integer of a special, so set that to 80. This is the argument to 2, and then set the rest to 0. Don't quite understand this. I will analyze the script later on. I'll get myself a better understanding. Maybe in a future video I can explain it better. But you've got to set the line 101 to block everything. Everything. So it blocks bullets, it blocks monsters, it blocks you, everything. Script 2 is void, and you set an integer called variable 0 or just var0, and then play thing sound 1 glass. The sound you have to download. It comes with the WAD where I got this from, and then just set the volume to 1 and the thing ID, which is these little things here. They have a thing ID. They should have a thing ID of 1. All of them should. So just set their tag, which is effectively their ID, I believe, to 1. I say believe, that probably doesn't sound very promising. Just save this. All right. Oops. Okay. And you basically just set a projectile to be sent out of the things in random directions, and just, excuse that, just a random amount. And then you change the line texture to a texture that the guy provides in his WAD, which is the shattering glass effect, which if we go back into, all right, so I'm just gonna enable no clip. There you go. Now shards come out as well. I didn't do that before because I forgot to set the thing ID of all the things to 1. So I fixed that, and now it's better in that way. Okay. I just got something I need to check. All right. Whilst there's no one actually watching, it won't affect them as much. I'm just going to add all the screens in that I need to add. Just bring these onto the side here. Okay, that's on the other side. All right. So now if I press OK, delete this. All right. Same with, I don't need that. If I go here, that does come up. I'll bring that, bring that to the side there. Right, so it registers that as a different window. I'll move that down there. So that's in the middle of my screen for me, but for you guys, that won't be. That should be a good thing. And now I just need to check that the live stream has actually gone on my channel. I hope it has. Video manager. I don't know why I said that like that. Anyway, I'm just going to create a very small, very basic room, just so I can. All right, that's even. Just so I can create the door. Shows. I don't even have any shows. Why am I looking on shows? I'm not going to have a show. What would I be? How would I be able to make a show? Come on, guys. All right. So okay, so it's streaming. Good. All right. Anyway, let's get on with this. Stop dawdling around. Otherwise, this is going to get even more boring than it needs to be. Hang on. Oh, right. I just remembered those moving textures. I'm just going to fix them quickly. Low unpegged. Make sure they're lined up. Perfect. All right. Now let's go. Find this texture. Change these textures to the door track texture like we always do, or I always do anyway. It's just a habit I've gotten into. It looks normal. It's something that the door slides up and down on, and it's a thing I've done throughout all my WAD, my entire WAD, so I'm not going to change that anytime soon. None of those textures turned out to be unaligned initially, which normally door textures seem to be really misaligned for me. Okay. Oops, I don't know why I'm editing them textures. I'm not paying attention, that's why. All right, so we want to set this to play precious use. All right, you should know how to make a door. I don't need to talk explain what I'm doing completely over this. Good generic. All right. So I'm probably gonna add a few monsters into some of these rooms now, because otherwise they're just empty and again. Otherwise they're just empty and pointless, and I don't know why that was off the screen, but that's on the screen now. Right, so we're not going to bother changing the difficulties quite yet. Put in a former sergeant. He's in there. Just put him sort of out of view from the door. I always put, as you can see, at least 2 former sergeants in each room after a certain point. Maybe I'll set this second one to not be in easy mode, since easy mode is supposed to be pandering. This imp can be in easy. This imp can not be in easy. I don't want to line them all up because otherwise it's unvaried and it's boring, and you got to think about distances. And maybe down here we'll have the not that imp. I think it's this imp. They're really, really annoyingly powerful, and they take ages to kill, and they devour your health like there's no tomorrow. Maybe we'll add stim pack there. Health bonus in this corner. An armor bonus down there. And another stim pack there. I'll never add loads of health packs to these. It's to heal quite a lot of health. I'm testing it without enemies. My mistake. Test it on ultra violence. Okay. So we open this door. This room's not too difficult initially. Get these monsters to infight a little bit. It's my little tactic for playing this level is, in fact, for playing this WAD in general, I just get the monsters to infight a lot because they're so tough and they deal more damage to each other than you do to them. And there's a little skybox thing here outside. The sky textures just a pale pink sky, right? And I'm out of ammo. See if we can. Normally, the running out of ammo a lot. That's because if I was playing this on in continuation of map 1, I'd have the chain gun and a lot more ammo. Right, there we go. So I have 1 ammo now. Just these guys to try and shoot at me. Make them infight a bit. It's the boring part of playing this WAD, is just waiting around, running around this area in circles and letting them infight. I'm going to turn my sound up a bit. Just so I can hear them a bit better. Oh no! I forgot I had the guys who's oh yeah, I forgot about that. It stopped him fighting. Of the little imps, another one down. Of the little imps whose projectiles chase you. Is the chain gun guy dead or? Ow, no. Oh well, the pinky demon's dead. He's down. Ow, ow. If he comes through. Oh, thank goodness. That was lucky. This is difficult, as you can see. I've deliberately tried to make it. I've got a shotgun now. That's always going to come in handy. I'm trying to wait for the chain gun guy. Alright, he's down. Okay. So we made it through that. We're almost dead. We're going to need the chain gun now. Oh, I forgot about this. Right, well, I'm glad I didn't put any of the ultra powerful imps down there. I was scared that I had. Ow, 4 health. Right, there they are. Ah. Alright, so that's too difficult from just a pistol start. So I think the main problem is not enough health. And there's one reward for finding them. Okay. There's no reward for opening these doors. So I guess we put health in this one. And green armor in this one, say? We'll see how that fares, because I want it to be difficult, but not impossibly difficult, especially from a pistol start. So we'll launch the game up. We'll try this again. Actually, I probably should have added more shotgun ammo. Alright, so I'm off to an even worse start now. To be honest, I may as well have just recorded this as a video, but it's good to just sort of stream a bit and do a little test, get used to streaming and being live. Alright. That missed completely. Just throw a few shots in there, weaken the demons up from fight each other. Oh no. See, that feels like it's even harder. And it's not necessarily the health, more the lack of ammo. I know why. I know why no one's watching this, because it doesn't just come up on my channel or anything like that. I know why no one's watching this, because let's see, info and settings. Let's go share this around. Get a few people watching in advance. Yeah, this is more just for you guys to see sort of how I try and even my maps out and make them fair. That's thing is, now if you start off with a shotgun, this is a little bit too powerful. See, initially, if you play from map 1 and onto map 2, you should start off with around 12 shotgun shells at least. Right, so I have even more shotgun shells. 16. I hate their random sporadic movement. It's what makes you miss so much. Oh crap. There we go. Right. Two. Ah, that's better. Right. That somehow got them to infight a lot more. They're really active in there. Alright. Drop the sound a bit. Hey, we've got a viewer now. Nice. First I'm just going to quickly check something. Right, there we go. I just have the stream window open there. Now I can see the chat. Oh, crap. I came all the way back round. Ah, that was unlucky. Right. So, right. So that's a little bit more possible. You have more ammo, I guess, working from if you're continuing on from map 1 there, you should not be given a brand new shotgun and ammo right afterwards. Right. Okay, we're continuing building this map here. Just extend this out a little bit. This can't go too far this way because otherwise that connects with that room. Alright, so if we limit this room to, say, that sort of length. So how big is this now? Not very big. I want it to be a bit bigger than that. We'll decorate this room and make it more interesting. What have I done? So the only reason that this room is actually even having problems with slightly out of line is because of this. Right, so I'm going to move that up there. This looks, oh crap, go away. Right, this looks, there we are. That's better. I reckon if we just grab all of these lines. How out of line is that? Out of line. Out of line. There we are. Gradually improving in size. What are you doing? Alright. There we go. Now we shouldn't have any issues getting the, making the lines going all off center and being all weirdy. Okay. I might actually add a 3D floor in somewhere along here, like there. That's pretty good size. Just need to change the height of the room, which will also affect the door. I forgot about that. So we'll just have like a little area for the door there, so it all stays nice and the same height. We will do it like that. So it's a little bit less noticeable as a separate texture that way. It looks less weird. this. I forgot to zoom both at once. All right, so sort of high off ground. That looks pretty all right. Okay. Right. Now I need to see what tags we've got already used. Okay, so we'll make this 5. All right. Poly objects. It's not poly objects, is it? It's sector options. Sector. Set 3D floor. 160. I should have remembered, to be honest. Right, so now it's a 3D floor. Sweet. It's going to be a completely different thing anyway. Excuse that. Do those textures go together? Gray and the brown? Kinda. It'll look alright. Maybe if we just keep this bottom part, that can be like that. Now we've got to make steps. Fun part. Steps are always the fun part. Maybe one day I'll learn how to make ladders so we don't have to constantly use steps. Or maybe since you can jump in this game, I'll add crates. So you can climb up the crates instead of that's not going to be enough steps. No, if we do it like that, it nearly is. Right. One, 2, 3, 4. Right, so I need 4 more steps. Okay, there we are. And maybe we'll just use this texture to the side, make it look interesting enough. Either way, I don't know why I did that because I'm literally just going to be making. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 steps. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Right. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and most of these textures are just placeholders, by the way. They are subject to change quite frequently until I find something that looks less dull and boring. I mean, it goes from this to this, same floor, but this to this, 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 and then to this kind of thing with the same floor as start. And then doesn't change. It's just me making the rooms ready, and then the textures come afterwards. Oh man, the rooms look so empty. Be 6, 7, that one's already done. Final one, 14. There we are. Now they are all exactly the same. I have a special way of working with stairs. Lower that, lower that, and just keep on doing that. Deselect. Instead of doing 1, then select the next one, and 2. It's quicker. And there's that. We'll do the same for these 3D floors. Just deselect that. Deselect that. Oh, this has caused me more problems than I needed to. Right, doing this with 3D floors is quite a bit different actually. I didn't even think about deselecting the bottom. Now it's turned out like regular stairs. Right, that looks better. I'm probably going to add like pillars so that it looks like these have been supported, and just run them several along, like little hiding places from the monsters. Add a few more stuff in the room, more doors, bits that stick out, so it's not just one big flat square room like this, and this, and this, and this effectively. And this one was probably going to be a big flat square room as well, to be honest. This one looks really, really boring and empty right now. Right, so that looks better. I'm just gonna run it without monsters now because I know I can't complete it. Not complete it. There's no reason for me to be pronouncing my T's as D's. A bit of game like there. That's alright. Maybe it needs a new sound as well. I don't know. I don't compile sounds. Okay. I made sounds, I'd make my own music too. Okay, so you can walk up and down these perfectly fine. You fly down them a lot, so you're probably better off just doing that. But maybe I'll add something like a really, really thin wall along here, a sort of clearish texture. Stop you doing that. Perhaps, but not definitely. I get bored of working on this map quite quickly, as the textures are, what should we say, quite boring. Was it map 3 or map 4? I think it's map 4 I'm working on currently. No, it's map 3. I can't even remember the map I've been putting the most work into recently. Map 3. Alright. This one I've tried. I know what this looks like. It's pretty phallic. It wasn't intentional. This map's a little more interesting. It has nicer texture usage. And is playable from a pistol start, believe it or not. And I ran it without enemies. Oh, well, I can use this to sort of just show what the map looks like. This is extremely laggy in my days. I have a habit of getting all of these objects. It's like a thing. I don't know. It can be annoying sometimes, even for me. This one has a lot more shotgun ammo in it and a lot more pickups in the first thing. It decorates the area out a lot. And there's a lot of, because it's outdoors, there's a lot of textures. I'm yet to change the skybox because the skybox is a hell-based skybox. And this is supposed to still be on Earth, but this is supposed to be like the outside of the research facility that's back on the inside. So I just sort of made it, there's nothing inside it. It's just a basic looking thing just to make it look like you've just left the facility. Maybe I'll add a door like down there or something. So it's not just like, you know. Yeah, anyway. A little waterfall down here and I've got to get this. If we go up here, I've even put detail into these and they slide down. So if someone does decide to no clip to see how much detail I bothered putting into the map, they can see this. And if you sit on these, they actually slide you along and make you fall off. I think that's pretty cool. And I've put detail into all of it so it looks like it's flowing. This is a little bit faster than that, but it kind of makes sense. And you can see it sort of flows down here off into this lake, which is also deep water. I might cover this up, but I'm not quite sure yet. Let's see. There's a few things down here. Also, I'm going to stay in the water a little bit longer. As you can see, I start taking damage from being under the water for too long. So you actually can drown in this. And there is an option in map info to change that and make it so you take less or more damage whilst drowning. By default, it's on 1. I'm tempted to make it so it drains your health by maybe 5 per second to make it more dangerous. Also, you can change how long it takes for you to start drowning. I've done swinging doors here, they're pretty large. I couldn't help that. For some reason, it wouldn't let me change the size of them. So basically, that was skybox along there, and then they'd swing open and they clip through the skybox. It looked weird. But it's a thing, if you click this door, it opens outwards. If you click on that door, it opens inwards. And there's normally a shotgun pack there. You see when it opened inwards, shotgun pack got crushed into the wall, which kind of sucks. And then there's this little tunnel, and it leads into this area. I like this area. This is probably the best part of a map I've made so far. It looks really cool. blood going around the edges, and every time there's a door, that, and then there's these pillars with this spew and blood effect. You come in here, this is damaging, so I steal this idea from an id Software map by, I think, probably John Romero. And there's little platforms you have to run across whilst you're running on like poison or water, or I think it's, poison or lava or something. You're supposed to run down here, you activate this. This doesn't have an activation thing. I didn't realize it wasn't actually a button texture, so I'll have to change that. You get that after you've gone down here. It lets you leave the room without taking any further damage. And that opens this, gives you a yellow key, which then leads into this currently empty room. In fact, I've done more work on this room, which is a room you can't even get in yet, than I have on this room, which is a room you can currently get in. I haven't quite made this door yet, but ooh, I have never seen that. For some reason everything's green, and I have no clue why. It's sort of an outside. When you accidentally find the swinging door room. That is not why. Now it shouldn't be green. In fact, we can even get inside here. I didn't put textures on these. In fact, I did. But it's a texture that the game doesn't seem to want to render. It doesn't matter because you can't see them. I wonder if you can... Yeah, you can fit in here. That's cool. I'm just exploring areas of my map that I've never actually explored before. You can sort of see a little overview of my map, what it looks like from above. So I'll do that from over here. See them. Basically, it's I think I've spent the most time, apart from map 1, I've spent the most time properly on map 1, which has the most detail in it, which will be shown in the future. But for now, I'm going to work on this map a bit more, add some more to it. I'm going to add more areas to go in here. Anyway, this broadcast has probably been a bit pointless and boring. It's gone on for long enough. I'll probably end it now. I'll see you guys in the next proper video. Peace out.